Hello, hello, and welcome to the Vinyl Vault. My name is Tony,
And I am Parker.
and today we're talking about the most Halloween, fall, most important album probably ever made.
I was going to say, where are you going with this?
Yes, there is no other album that I could think of that could possibly be more relevant to today than this album, as
Absolutely.
it is still a song and album that today's artists still have to compete against when they are looking at your billboards and stuff like that, which is absolutely amazing considering it came out in 1982.
Yeah, it's crazy. The title track is the ultimate Halloween song.
Yeah.
It's the album that everyone's chasing.
Yes.
And I think that's just interesting. Let's not make it any more of a suspense. Let me move this into frame. Boom.
That's right. You guessed it.
Thriller.
It's Thriller.
It's it's a thriller. We've got, I don't know if you can see, we've got
Old Michael
everything.
there hanging out with his tiger cub.
This, Tony, this is an album. There's actually a really good documentary about this album on Paramount Plus, and it's called Thriller 40. It's just a 40th anniversary of Thriller, and obviously they couldn't get Michael, but they talked to, I think, Quincy, maybe, but a lot of producers on the album. And a fun history fact for people that may not know, so this was after Off the Wall, and as the story goes, Michael made Off the Wall, his debut album, as a solo artist, and it won a couple Grammys, but it was mainly R&B Grammys. He was wanting it to be a pop record, and so once the Grammys made it very known that they didn't consider him a pop artist, he made Thriller as basically a response to the musical audience of like, no, I can do pop music. I'm not just an R&B and soul artist. So you could consider Thriller one of the best and pettiest albums of all time.
Oh, absolutely petty. Yeah, he was upset that it was an album of the year. That he was still.
You're referring to
seen-
Off the Wall.
Yes.
Okay.
And that he wanted to make, an album that would not only change his persona, that he's no longer that little kid, in the front of the Jackson 5, and he wasn't necessarily, a part of disco anymore. He wanted to do something else and wanted to break away from that old image. And doing so, he created a very, very interesting album with a very interesting set of songs that all came out.
This album turned him from just a musical artist or a pop artist. It turned him from a musician into an icon. I think that if I was alive in 1982, I would have worked as many jobs as possible to see Michael on the Thriller tour. Just because, and we'll get into a little more details, but I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks. 8 of them are certified bangers. Let's just get that out of the way. 88% of this album is no skips, and then the last one is what it is. But Tony, you grew up around this style of music.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did. I was born in
Signaling
'84, so this was after the album, but just as Michael was, Thriller came out, was huge, and I can say that Michael was my first real introduction to music outside of my parents' music, which was we're Vietnamese, so in the household it was Vietnamese music. So Michael, to me, was the first American person that I knew of, an artist that I followed and was completely obsessed with, from everything from obviously the songs, but the dancing and just the persona, the just amazing life that he created, especially during that time. And I was, one of my biggest regrets was never going out to actually see him live, because I had the opportunity to do so, but that was just not something that I knew that I was allowed to or was capable of. I just assumed that Michael lived in the TV, and was that.
Well, so for me, let's see, I was born in '96. That's when he started. He was past his prime in terms of coming out with great records. I mean, but I remember, you would, for a lot of people that don't understand, in the Ozarks, when you take PE in middle school, you have a dance unit where you learn dances. And so we would do Thriller. And, or like I'd be familiar with Billie Jean and Beat It. I just never really knew that they were all on one album together.
Yeah.
And I remember it was June 2009. I was in a summer school typewriting class at Ozark Junior High, and we found out that Michael Jackson had died. And for somebody, 2009, I'd have been 13 years old. I had this weird reaction to it. What I did was I had an old 8-track or like cassette tape recorder for some reason. I can't remember why. But what I did was I put it up next to the TV speakers during VH1's like 100-day marathon of nothing but Michael Jackson videos. And in 2009, I made what I can consider a mixtape. And which is weird because we had iPods. I don't know why I didn't just put the music on my iPod.
Yeah.
But I know people younger than me that were, obviously upset whenever he passed. His music just, it's one of those things where you understand some of the scandal that surrounds him. I personally feel like sometimes it's difficult to separate the art from the artist, and sometimes it's easier to separate the art from the artist. And wherever you land on that spectrum is wherever you land. I think that overall, when you look at this body of work, specifically Thriller, it's got to be one of the best albums of all time, regardless of what generation you're from.
Yeah.
But I'll get into the details of why I think it's so great. But actually, I'll just go ahead and start now.
Yeah, please.
I think so. The copy I have doesn't appear to be a reissue, and I'm going to show you. It actually has. Tony, help me out here. So this is the inner sleeve, and this is a little doodle for Thriller. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like they're watching a scary movie and the arms are coming out.
Let me change effects here.
Yeah. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so you can see there's hands coming out of the TV. There's a spooky ghost. These appear to be authentic drawings. There's Michael and whoever he's with. And then the other side is Michael, Paul McCartney, and they're each pulling an arm of a girl, which, the girl is mine. But, like, you look at some of the credits on here. You got James Ingram. You've got, sorry, I flipped it over. Julia Waters, Rod Temperton's on this album, Quincy Jones. I mean, I feel like that's the most obvious one. Yeah. But I think a fun fact that people may not know, Tony, you're familiar with Toto.
Yes.
I thought you were doing a McDonald's thing for a second.
Well, I'm loving it too.
Yeah. So Human Nature was written by Steve Porcaro. He's one of the founding members of Toto. And I've learned through history that basically Human Nature was supposed to be a Toto song. And Quincy had heard the demo and he was like, we need a ballad other than the last track on the album, but we need a slower ballad to kind of offset these, heavy pop tunes. And so basically what was going to be a Toto song, or what could have been a Toto song, is actually, I think, we'll get into how we feel about these songs in a minute, but it's one of the bangers.
Yeah.
I don't know how many singles they released from this album. I feel like they released 8. 7. But yeah, I mean, James Ingram and Quincy writing Pretty Young Thing. Michael wrote a substantial amount of the songs on here. I mean, he wrote Beat It. He wrote Billie Jean. With Paul McCartney, he wrote The Girl Is Mine. He didn't write Thriller, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, that was Templeton, right?
It just kind of goes to show just how motivated Michael was to make this album as good as it was. I mean, he was in the studio, and then you got obviously the great guitar solo from your guy Van Halen on "Beat It."
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
no, yeah, you're absolutely right.
I look at the album and I feel like I'm looking at a piece of history.
I mean, it is the most sold album of all time. Not even like
it's not even up for a debate,
right? Like it is that. And yeah, just it was neat to me learning about this album because I thought that Michael had written everything too, and just seeing I didn't see that documentary. I'm familiar with it. I'm sure I saw it when it first came out. I watched a YouTuber and also very, very good. But yeah, they broke down every single song, and very, very neat of just how and why Michael chose these in particular songs. And again, it was just trying to get away from the old persona of the Jackson 5 and of disco and everything. And so, yeah, he went on to make some really, really amazing music. So shall we go into favorites here?
I'm going to go ahead and upset you at the beginning. I don't think Thriller is a top 3 song on this album. And so, you know how people feel about Mariah Carey with All I Want for Christmas Is You?
Sure.
Don't listen to it any other time of the year.
Right.
You only listen to it around November, December. Same people with Michael Bublé. That's how I feel about Thriller.
It's too seasonal.
It's too seasonal. I personally like. It's a great song, but like if I'm driving anywhere in April, I'm not listening to Thriller. I feel like that's a song that's strictly an October song, and that's just my opinion. It's a great song, yes, but if I'm ranking these on any other day than October, insert date,
yeah,
Thriller's not it for me. So my top 3, I have a tie between The Girl Is Mine and Pretty Young Thing.
Okay.
My number 2 is Human Nature.
Okay.
You know me. And then number 1 I have is Baby Be Mine. And
wow.
It's weird. It's one of that one and The Lady in My Life are probably the 2 songs that people may not know immediately, just because it didn't get as much fame and airplay as Want to Be Starting Something, Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, the other ones. But like in terms of like quintessential, no pun intended with Quincy, pop sound, Baby Be Mine effortlessly syncs that R&B, funk, soul with the new generation of pop that's coming around the corner.
Yeah.
Now, Billie Jean and Beat It, I personally feel like I think they're a little overplayed in my opinion.
Sure.
Are they good songs? Yes. Are they, like, when push comes to shove, the best ones? I personally don't think so. Am I a generational hater? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, at least we're not denying it.
I've never met a Thriller I didn't like.
Yeah.
But no, I think in terms of how my ears work,
yeah,
those are the best.
Okay.
And you have this look on your face.
I should be surprised, but I'm not. Well, I will say, what do I agree with? Thriller, I don't think that it is just an October song, but I do think that it is a song that gets played a whole lot.
What about it makes you think it's a year-round song?
Well, my musical taste, I don't associate it with time, like seasons,
okay,
in that way. So
you listen to Christmas music all the time.
As a Christmas baby, no, because it's just over too much of it anyway.
So here comes Santa Claus. off the table. Thriller, yes.
I mean, you could put that same idea of like, oh, do you have the national anthem in your iPod right now? I mean,
Yes.
I
What's
didn't.
that old Daniel Tosh joke? He's like,
yeah.
it really gets me jazzed up.
No, like yes, I associate it with Halloween and everything, but I associate it with the album. I associate it with Michael Jackson. I associate it with videos, music videos. Like,
Yeah.
if anything, it's more so that to me than anything else.
I just wish, and maybe this was in the documentary and I missed it, or maybe you have the notes and I don't. I wonder if Michael, if it ever came, like, because I mean, clearly the artwork on the liner notes implies a spooky time. They're watching a TV and there's a werewolf and Frankenstein and ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
He clearly meant for this to be kind of a Halloween anthem. My interpretation. I don't know that for a fact.
Yes, I think it. Well, the writer, I mean, he helped with Off the Wall. I think it was Templeton, and he was in charge of doing the more, signature, close to the old disco stuff. And he was like, I don't want to just do that. So he wanted to do something that was a little bit different, and just so happened to write a song called Starlight, which he originally a disco song, but then just tapped into, well, let's make it a horror, song. And it just so happened that Michael Jackson just loves movies and the horror genre, and they both just kind of connected on it.
Do your notes say when this was released as a single?
For Thriller?
Yeah.
Thriller, the song?
Yeah.
November 11th, so a year.
So he didn't even release it around Halloween.
No, yeah, actually, it's the very last one.
That's so
single.
weird.
Yeah, so the record companies also didn't want to release it because they're like, we're good, like the album's
You
doing
have
great,
6 already.
right? But I think Michael was just like, I want to make a music video because MTV's a thing.
He put so much money into that music video.
It is $500,000. Okay, and
that's in the 80s.
That's in the 80s. The record company wouldn't pay for it. MTV never paid for it. Never pays for music videos. So Michael went in and did a GoFundMe with bigger companies, and they're like, you know what? Yes, all right. We will sponsor it. We will pay a quarter of it. You find the other half, and then MTV was like, you know what? This might actually be pretty good. We'll match whatever. So they went in and Thriller once again shot up to the top. Thus again, every single time a video came out or the single was released, it would shoot the album back to number 1 again.
So adjusted for inflation, just based on just a straight Google search, about $500,000 would be worth $1.6 million today.
Oh wow!
Cool. So just in case anybody has any pocket change lying around, but so the releasing it in November goes against my theory that it's meant to be a Halloween anthem.
Oh, I mean,
but
even the album itself came out after Halloween.
But listen, so this is the chorus, because this is Thriller Night. You're fighting, or no, I'm sorry. There ain't no second chance against the thing with 40 eyes. It's Thriller Night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller tonight. And then you have Vincent Price talking about darkness falls across the land and creatures crawl in search of blood. There's no way this isn't meant to be.
So, yes, I mean, it's very much that.
That's like the guy who did the spooky, scary skeletons being like, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to release it in March.
It's actually, you'll notice that in the lyrics of this entire album, it's not what you would expect from the little kid from the Jackson 5. He's not talking about, I'm gonna be your man. We're gonna be together forever, and just like bubblegum pop lyrics. This is very dark stuff that he's talking about. And Thriller, if you think about what he has been trying to say throughout this album, he's reflecting on his fame. He's reflecting on what he thinks might come of this faceless entity coming to him and having no control over what he has, and that he can either be eaten by it or stand out through it. I know you don't like the interpretations.
Are you trying to tell me that Thriller is about corporate greed?
I think it's about fame, fans. I think it's about all of those things, and the zombies and all the.
It's close to midnight and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart.
Flashes from the paparazzi.
You try to scream, but the terror takes the sound before you make it. You start to freeze as horror looks you right between the eyes. No, I'm sorry. No, this is a Halloween song.
He's being stalked.
No, he's lying.
He knows how it's going to happen.
I'm sorry. You will not be able to. Michael himself could walk through this door.
And he's like,
and I'm not going to do the I'm not going to do the voice.
No,
I'm not going to do the voice.
Parker, you're ignorant. No.
Okay, I'll do a little bit of the voice. He could come in here and be like, yeah, no, this was a song about how I felt trapped by, the horrors of the record industry. And I'd say, Michael, no. I wasn't in the room when it happened, but I know exactly. Then what's the point of Vincent Price if this song's not about Halloween?
It can't. It's interpreted. They knew that it was going to be horror. They wanted a horror person.
The foulest stench is in the air. The funk of 40,000 years. There's only been 2,025 years.
You're so literal. Okay, can we move on? Can we go? Because I haven't even said my top three.
Go
I'm just
ahead.
talking about Thriller. The song.
Go ahead. I'm gonna hate it anyway.
Well, actually. You probably already know. Please.
Okay.
Please. What are my top three?
I will bet at least $1 that Beat It's your favorite.
You have $1.
Thank you. And that's it. That's all I got for you.
Oh,
that's all I got.
Beat It and that's it.
It's really a toss-up.
Okay. Actually, no real order because,
they're all so good.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that it's Beat It, Billie Jean, and Human Nature.
Yeah. So you also don't think Thriller is a top 3 song on this album?
No.
Okay.
Out of
all that grandstanding.
I was just telling you that it was not an October song and the origins of
it's okay. It's an October song.
And what it really means.
Are we about to fight?
I think so. We might have to.
I'm very passionate about
but
everyone.
Keep in mind, I'm in control.
And
I've got the microphone, and you have to listen to everything I have to say.
I drink your milkshake. No, I think that I'm very passionate about people understanding that a song about creatures and thrillers is about Halloween. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. No, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is probably, we talk about 3-track runs, 4-track runs on albums. This is probably the first and only 8-track run. And the reason I say 8 instead of 9 is because The Lady in My Life sucks. And it's such a downer. When I listen to this on vinyl, I listen to the first part and then I flip it over and then PYT starts and PYT ends and then I take the record off the turntable. I don't even bother skipping it.
Sure.
It's not worth a skip to me. I think that song sucks and I'm sorry.
I am not too far off from that. However, I really am not a fan.
Oh God, what are you going?
Of The Girl Is Mine.
What?
Yeah.
Girl Is Mine.
I think it's
a song about love.
Yeah. What really turns me off is that doggone lyric.
Hold on. Let me look at the lyrics and see if I can figure it out. Is it because he says, because the doggone girl is mine?
Yes.
Okay.
And
well, he couldn't say like GD.
Even so, the I don't know, the context of it just doesn't do it for me. And Paul McCartney, if he was here to walk it through the door, he would say,
yeah,
absolutely right. That's right. Yeah, I didn't really like that lyric.
I heard a song about an octopus. No, Paul McCartney would come in here and he would say, "This is a song about dealing with fame and the horrors that come with it, and the girl is a metaphor." I think the reason I like it is because it's such an interesting duet that you wouldn't really think of.
Yeah.
But I think it works out pretty well. The only part that is a little cringe is they start talking to each other.
Yeah.
And I think I got the lyrics here. Paul goes, "Michael, we're not going to fight about this." And then Michael says, "Paul, I think I told you I'm a lover, not a fighter." And it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's the only weird part of the song, but it's a good song nonetheless.
To me, I feel like it was just a gimmick to help the audience, in particularly the people who aren't used to black music.
Connect the other generations.
Yeah. Because it was their first single. They released it out. And, I mean, I think it gets overshadowed once Beat It and Billie Jean came out. And just single by single afterwards, I mean, you kind of forget that song is on there, in my opinion.
Well, it has a heavy Toto influence as well. Steve Porcaro was on the synthesizer, and his brother Jeff Porcaro was on drums. Those are two mainstays of Toto. So, I mean,
yeah,
you could argue that this is yacht rock. You know, you could argue.
Considering
could argue
your
that
taste, yes, it might as well. Just
you could argue that this is a new generation of yacht rock.
Well, if anything's yacht rock or close to it, I'd say it'd be like Human Nature, which I put in my top 3.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it is a great
I
song.
love it.
But why? Why?
The first why, I was like, wait, is he actually wanting to know why? Because I don't know. And then when you said it again,
then you understood. Funny.
Yeah, you got any fun facts?
Yeah, that song in particular, since you like it so much.
I do.
As you said, was written by one of the guys from Toto. He actually, that song, wrote it for his daughter, or rather, was inspired by his daughter, who at school got hit by a boy, and he was trying to tell her, like, there's a good chance that the boy actually really likes you, and that's just the way boys are. It's just human nature.
Yeah, men suck.
And so anyway, with that conversation, he's like, I like that. It's just human nature. And so, yeah, he wrote up.
It has
Why? It's human nature.
It's such a good use of like a foggy synthesizer. I don't know how to describe it. I would just describe it as like a foggy synth.
That's interesting. Foggy.
And but yeah, no, I think this is definitely. I don't know if this is on my Mount Rushmore of albums, but I think if I had to put an objective, non-biased Mount Rushmore together, where I had to look at cultural impact, record sales, the whole shebang, I think that if I didn't have Thriller on that Mount Rushmore, the entire list would automatically be discredited. I feel like you have to have this when you discuss the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah.
And am I influenced by the sales? Am I influenced by the fame? Am I able to listen to it objectively? Yeah, it's great. I was actually really looking forward to doing this album because any excuse that I have to listen to this album is a good excuse. And I'm going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm unsure as well of whether I'd put it on my Mount Rushmore, but it's certainly a contender. I just don't know if it fits. That being said, re-listening to this album with a more educated ear, and especially after doing this with you, just thinking of in different avenues of like, okay, is this one of the songs or artists that I am also falling into the trap of, because I grew up on it, it's just nostalgia, and maybe it's not as good as I think it is.
Yeah.
And honestly, going back to it, I mean, it's still just so solid. It's just great songwriting.
8 straight tracks.
Yeah.
And I'll put it this way. Like you and I said, it may not be on my top 4 or top 5, But every time I see a list of like best albums of all time and it's not one or two, I get angry.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't put it on mine, maybe.
Right.
I get angry whenever like other objective places don't seem to recognize it.
Yeah.
I was really upset that it wasn't number one on Apple when they did their top 100 albums of all time.
Okay.
And no disrespect to Lauryn Hill, I just think this album was better than that album. But
So it kind of hurt you that like in a way it was killing you softly.
so that's gonna do it for us. No, we'll get to Miss Hill eventually,
Maybe sooner than later.
maybe sooner than later. But Tony, I'm assuming you also didn't like "The Lady in My Life."
I do feel like it's part of the weaker ones. It's not necessary. It is definitely a song. Just as you say, when you're listening to the album, you're kind of good after PYT.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It just doesn't do much. Even I don't have an issue with it like I do with The Girl Is Mine. So that's where I feel like I've got an opinion on there for this song. It's just, I don't know if it's necessarily filler. It's still a good song. It just,
I mean this in the nicest way possible. They could have put that track anywhere else on this album. I still would have skipped it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's not even like a structure thing. It's just not good. Now, do I hate it as much as I hate Next Contestant by Nickelback? No. no, that song is awful. And no offense, Chad, but you know better. You know better than that. But Tony, final thoughts?
No. I mean, this is such a good album. I strongly doubt there's people out there, unless you're super, super young, that haven't heard it, let alone or even, like not even have heard of Michael Jackson. I think it's just great that his legacy, his music and everything just lives on.
Well, obviously every Halloween Thriller lives on because it's a Halloween song.
For one person's opinion.
No.
Probably many.
I'm going to bet if we get any comments on this video, my side.
Okay. I still think that when Thriller comes on in March, you're just like, that's what I think. That's what I think.
No, this is me going to the skip button.
I would never skip it. Are you crazy?
Oh, I would skip Thriller in March.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. That's the difference.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Well, Tony,
I'm not sure whose turn.
I think it's your turn now because we didn't have an episode a couple weeks ago and we had to do the emergency one.
Yeah.
So,
well, I did have one, but yeah, the emergency one came out and it was horror related, and I don't think it fits now. So I don't have a song or an album in mind.
you got a couple days.
Yeah. So we'll come up with something interesting for you guys. So yeah.
You got any plans for Halloween?
I will be doing a lot of Halloween content for OzarksFirst.com. There's no way that you won't be able to see it because you're going to see this and think like, what else is out there? Well, the Haunted Highlights coming out. I'm doing something special with my other show, Cinema Slice, with Chris Pinson, and working on a larger project that we will be releasing in late November, which super excited about.
Who are you able to? I know that when people see this, the Haunted Highlight may already be out. But in case people don't see it, can you tell us who's on this week?
I can. It is, well, the thing is, it was supposed to be Jesse Inman. Jesse actually chickened out. He chickened out when we got there. And I know a lot of people are big fans of his episodes. But luckily, he didn't leave me hanging. He did give me a backup. But if you're expecting Jesse Inman, for a third episode for his trilogy, it's not happening this year. So I'll keep the surprise of who it is, I suppose.
Guy just spent 30 minutes talking trash on Jesse. Yeah, he's a wimp. He's a scared little baby.
I mean, it is what it is. But instead, let's pivot and say, why don't you watch the the Parker Padgett episode.
Don't need to.
That was a fantastic episode.
I had a great time.
Did you have a good time?
I had a good time. I think everybody should experience it at least once in their life. Even if it isn't the scariest thing that you've ever seen, I still think it's fun to go. In case it's not obvious to a lot of our viewers, if you go to any haunted house, it's just going to be loud. So just be prepared. It's going to be loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Tony, I think we look forward to seeing your stuff.
Well, yeah, thanks. Do you have anything going on?
No.
Not dressing up or anything?
To be determined.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for the Vinyl Vault for this week. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any suggestions
please.
For Parker, I'm Tony, and this has been the Vinyl Vault. Thanks.
See ya.